Welcome back to another edition of Sling Paint Gaming.
We're your host, Berto and Nims.
Yes. So today we're actually going to be changing it up a little bit. Instead of reviewing other people's lists, we're going to look at some World Championship lists here.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at Paul Heaver's list from this last World's Championship.
2015 World's Championship.
Yeah. This is the list to use and that he won with.
Yep.
So it's a little bit different than you guys submitting lists to us, and we kind of, somewhat critique it, say how we would play it. This time we're just going to show you what a championship list looks like and compare to just a casual list.
Right. And this, a lot of people, when you look at this list, is like, well, I can play this and I can be. The biggest thing with lists or any lists, I always say like any 100-point list is usually competitive as long as it makes sense and understands strengths and weaknesses, but it's practice. Practice.
Yeah, you've got to know your ships. You've got to know your upgrades. Something that, I'm very guilty of forgetting all the time, what cards we have on there and everything like that. But it's almost, the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid.
Yep.
Because you add too much, you're going to forget it. I do it all the time, so I think I might try and dumb it down a little bit. And
yeah, I mean, all right, so let's pull up his list here.
And by dumbing it down, I don't mean, making it stupid. I mean just
keeping the cards simple.
Yeah.
Right.
Just playing the ships,
playing the strengths and weaknesses, understanding what they are, and then, I mean, like if you actually watch, I'll put a link to the bottom of this video of the World Championships. One thing the announcers did call out in that video is they called out the wear and tear on his dials.
Yeah.
All right. He's flying a Rebel list, and the Rebel back of the dial is always maroon, and you can see it's almost turning white from the wear and tear. Right, exactly, and that's what it is. It's practice. Like we always want to change up. Okay, we play this list once. I've seen this happen where somebody plays a list and then like, oh, I'm going to tweak this because they lost one game. Keep playing the same list. I mean, if your abilities and upgrades match and the biggest thing is just playing it and just figuring out what works and what doesn't.
Yep.
All right, so let's get right into his list here. So what does he got for his first ship?
So first ship is Poe Dameron in the T70, which everybody should know by now, but in case you don't, his ability is when attacking or defending, if you have a focus token, you may change one of your focus results to a hit or an evade result.
That's huge, yeah.
All right, with that, he's running Vet Instincts, which bumps Poe up to a 10. Almost guaranteed you're going to go first or,
pretty damn close to it.
Right. And by go first, I mean moving last and attacking first if you get initiative. So with that, he's got R2-D2. After executing a green maneuver, you may recover one shield up to your shield value. Then he's got Autothrusters. When defending, if you're beyond range 2 or outside your attacker's firing arc, you may change one of your blank results to an evade result. You can equip this card only if you have the boost action, which the T70 does. What else does he have?
So he's got the Gold Squadron Y-Wing, which, and this list is, you're all going to know it's a stress bot. So he's got TLT, of course, on it. So he's performed this attack twice, even against a ship outside your firing arc. And each time this attack hits, the defender suffers 1 damage and cancel all results. Range 2 to 3. But this is where the stress part comes in. So he's also flying an R3A2, right? Astromech, which is basically when you declare the target of your attack, if the defender is inside your firing arc, you may receive 1 stress token to cause that defender to receive 1 stress token. So also with the title card, with the BTL-A4 Y-Wing, you cannot attack ships outside your firing arc. After you perform a primary attack, you may immediately perform a secondary turret weapon. So this is huge. So what he's actually doing is putting 3 stress.
Just 2.
2?
Yeah, you can only do it twice.
Okay. But so if he does it, if he does the perform a TLT.
But it still just counts as 1 attack. You're only given 2 stress with that.
Okay.
That's the most you can do.
All right, maybe I was looking at the video wrong because I thought he put 3 down, but I could be wrong. It's also the camera was up really high on the thing, but still, you're putting potentially two stress down.
I mean, that's 2 rounds you're gonna do greens, or find another way to shed that stress. So if you stress somebody like Soontir or somebody else,
that's gonna hurt them.
Oh yeah, that's gonna hurt.
And the biggest thing, like I was watching the match back in December, and I rewatched the match now so we can do the list. the thing is, like, we had Nathan Eads when he was playing Nathan Eads in the final round. He hit his Nathan's A-Wing, right, with stress, and basically just took that A-Wing out of the game for at least 2 rounds.
Yep.
And that was huge because the way, the A-Wing was trying to circle around, come back, and try to help the E-Wing that was moving out of the game, but there was no help because he was stressed.
Yep. Couldn't push the limit. Couldn't
take any actions, and then only with 2 attack dice, it was primary weapon of 2. So what else has he got with this?
So then
list?
he's got another Gold Squadron pilot Y-Wing with just twin laser turret on it, and then a Bandit Squadron pilot Z95.
Yeah, and no upgrades on that.
No, like I said, keep it simple. Just know how to fly. I mean, Paul knows what he's doing.
Right.
He's a multiple time
World championship. Yeah.
So he knows how to fly, and that plays very much a factor into these lists.
Right.
Because of that the Y-Wing title card on that first Gold Squadron, you have to be able to get them in your firing
within
arc,
the firing arc,
or else you're not even going to get to attack.
Right.
So yeah.
But it's what the funny, like watching him play, his moves were perfect. That goes back to also like some of the videos that we're gonna be doing about movements and all that stuff. It's the biggest thing is knowing how far you can move. Should you bank? Should you hard turn? Can you fit into? Are you gonna make that asteroid turn? Are you gonna round the asteroid? He was moving flawlessly, and the funny part about it is like there was one particular moment in the game where Nathan blocked him with his A-Wing, with his own A-Wing, one of the Y-Wings. It was a huge block to stop Paul from getting to his Poe Dameron, because Nathan was also running a Poe list. But Paul immediately recovered from that. Like because sometimes when you move, if you don't move first and you move last because you have the higher skill value pilot, it is what it is, and sometimes you just get blocked. It just happens. But Paul knew exactly what to do and kept the game going on his side. It was a beautiful game.
And that just comes from playing over and over and over and over again and learning your ships.
Right.
Yep.
But like I said, you can see Paul's list. We definitely have it in the comments below. Also on our website. If you're watching it from our website, we'll have all his actual ship list, so you can do it. And if you want to play his list, play his list. And like I said, watch a couple of the videos, especially the finals and the championship round, watch how he played the list. But the biggest thing was, like I said, Poe was his fighter, and he kept his Ys real close, and he even kept his Bandit real close in the beginning, and then he broke off after what he saw what the defender his opponent was doing. And he played the same exact way. And when some of the games I was watching when he was playing, it's almost exact. It was like verbatim, but he lined up differently. Asteroid placement was different. But definitely watch that game because you can get an idea on how to play this list. But great list. I mean, like I said, this is it's not. He doesn't have all the weird cards and.
Yep. It's no frills really. I mean, the biggest thing is just the stress bot.
Yep.
The biggest addition to this, it's a normal Poe, and then, twin laser turret Ys.
Yeah. Like I said, I wouldn't critique it because the biggest thing is just playing it.
Hey, it won the world.
It did win the world.
So I can't say anything about it.
All right. And we're also going to have some other lists here from the world, so you guys can take a look at some of what the final round guys are, and and even Nathan's list. We'll definitely have that as well.
Yep. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing again. Check us out on Facebook.com/slingpaint, slingpaint.com. We're also there now.
.com.
But we'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.